Hey guys, I am cmasupra and welcome to the 14th episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. Now this is something I wouldn't normally do. I finished recording the episode for today, but it was just so confusing in my head that it has to be even more confusing for you in your head as you're watching it. So I decided to do some commentary that I want to put before the episode, but I'm recording the commentary after I finish recording the episode, which is what this is. This is that commentary. So, yeah, the goal for today's episode was to get a design going for a sheep farm or a wool farm so that I can have 2 sheep of each color of wool. There's 16 colors, so I would have 32 sheep, and they would all be kind of in a farm area. Now, what I'm thinking about doing for it is putting the sheep farm somewhere like right here in a big area right there. And basically, let me show you in here as an example. There's a button here, which we'll call... No, let's pretend there's a whole row of buttons across here. This is my wheat farm, but we can pretend it's a sheep farm for now. There's a whole row of buttons across here. And this button will bring in 2 white sheep for me to harvest their white wool. And it'll bring 1 over here, 1 over here. There's only 2 spots for the sheep, 1 for each sheep of each color. And that's what this button does. And then I can press this button to send the 2 white sheep back to where they came from in their minecarts. And then this second button would be for black sheep, say. So I would press the button and 2 black sheep would show up in the same exact spots. 1 right there, 1 right here. And I could press the button to send the 2 black sheep to the spot they came from. So that's how I want this sheep farm, wool farm to work. And now that I've explained that, the episode will probably make a lot more sense to you, because I didn't really explain that very well in the beginning of the episode. So I think I'm going to start the episode now. I think I'm done commentating this stuff beforehand. And I don't know. Is there anything else I needed to tell you? Oh yeah, there is. I forgot half the thing. I only explained half of it, but this second part won't take long at all. So above each button, there's going to be a glowstone lamp indicating whether or not that color sheep is ready to be harvested. So here's the white wool button. Right up here will be a glowstone lamp. If it's turned on, it'll indicate that I can press the white wool button because they are ready to be harvested. And there'll be a glowstone lamp up here indicating whether or not the black sheep can be harvested, and then blue and green and all the other colors. So yeah, that's half the project. Half the project was making this button work and this button work. The other half was making these glow stamps. Wow, these glowstone lamps, not glow stamps. That's what they should make, glow stamps. Stamps that glow in the dark in real life. Yeah, the glowstone lamps indicate whether or not the sheep can be harvested. So yeah, there we go. Now I've explained the whole project. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the episode. I hope you all will enjoy it. It is kind of confusing. It was confusing for me. It's going to be even more confusing for you guys, but I hope you stick through it and watch and see how well it works towards the end. We won't finish the farm today, but we will get far in it. So yeah, we'll pretty much be done in the designing phase of it today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the episode. Hey guys, I am cmasupra, and welcome to the 14th episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. So, we're actually in 1.4.6 now, as you can see at the top left, which means we now have spinning items, a whole bunch of bug fixes, we have fireworks, apparently there's a Christmas tree in there that we don't know what it is. Is the sun setting? I don't know where the sun is. Yeah, sun's setting. But yeah, we're in 1.4.6. I don't actually want to cover anything related to the update right now. I'm sure a whole bunch of other people are doing that. I'm sure you guys have seen snapshots. So I'm going to do something totally different, and we're going to start a huge project, which is why I'm in my creative world right now. So... oh man, I have to sleep now. The rain is on. I hate the rain in this game. It's so loud. I could go into my Minecraft jar and just turn down the rain file volume. The volume of the rain file itself, whatever the sound is. But I'm too lazy to do that. There we go, rain stopped. So we're going to be starting a wheat farm, which is going to be a rather big project because there's going to be a whole lot of redstone circuitry in it, and it's not just going to be a regular wheat farm. So I have a whole bunch of things we need to test before we can even make the wheat farm. We might not be able to make it the way I'm wanting to, based on how these tests go. I have not actually tested these before, so we will find out. So the first thing we want to test is if we can shear sheep when they are in a minecart. So let's find out if that is possible. I did not want to get in the minecart. I wanted to put a sheep in the minecart. There we go. Now if I put you back on the track, just for real testing, because you're always going to be on a track with my design here. I guess I need more track than one piece, don't I? There we go. 3 pieces, that should be enough. No, don't fall off that way. Dang it. Okay, I need a block. But that would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? There we go, a block. Put you there. And now let's test if we can shear you. Okay, good. And the wool apparently fell straight down. Alright, so push you back over there. I got the wool. Now let's see if you regrow your wool by eating the grass that's under you when you're in a minecart. Because that is the third thing we need to test, actually. The second thing was find where the wool goes if you shear them while they're in a minecart. So we found out it went straight down. So now we need to find if they can eat grass and regrow their wool while they are in a minecart. And I guess I'll have to wait and see if he regrows his wool or not. So I'll be right back. There we go, he ate the grass. I had to destroy this block right here. I was afraid he was going to eat it, but he ate the grass under him, so that's great. He ate the grass, regrew his wool, and we are good to go there. So they can eat the grass and regrow the wool while they're in a minecart. That was the third thing we had to test. The fourth thing is whether they stay in their minecart when you log out. So let's find out if they do. Let's quit the game, or the world anyway, and then go back. And apparently they don't. Apparently the minecart can pick them up again, but apparently they don't stay in their minecart. That's just something I'll have to take into account. I thought that was going to happen because I was pretty sure they didn't stay in their minecart. I don't think any animal does. So yeah, I was afraid of that, but we can deal with it. So the next thing we need to test, the fifth thing, is if powering a minecart rail using a repeater through a block counts as a block update to the grass underneath it. And that was probably too many words for you guys to understand what I was trying to say there. So this has nothing to do with sheep. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. We don't need shears. Now we need a piston for one, and we're going to use a sticky piston. And then I also need, what else? I need some redstone. I don't know how much redstone I need or what kind of redstone I'm going to need. I just know I'm going to need redstone. And we have to make a block update detector. So I guess I actually don't know how to make a block update detector. I've never made one in this game. So let's go ahead and cut to me finishing this block update detector, and then we can do the test on camera. Well, I'm pretty sure I just found the answer to one of our other tests, our last test actually, and it was if sheep will eat grass even if they have their wool. Apparently the answer is yes. I think I heard him eat grass or step on grass. I'm pretty sure he just ate that grass right there, so apparently they do eat grass even if they have their wool, which is actually going to make this a lot harder for me to make the sheep farm. I think we can deal with it. I think so. But it's going to make it a lot harder. Why did that just oh, this grew grass, I guess. So yeah, here I have the block update detector. I think it's good for testing. So what I want to test is if I power this rail, so pretend the sheep is on the rail, I want to power it to send the sheep out. I want it to not power this block update detector, but we will see if it does. It does. Dang it. Yeah, powering the rail powers the block up detector. Okay, so we have quite a few problems here, and this is not going to work out in our favor, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and go with my design that I have in my head. Maybe I'll have to come up with another design. I actually don't know now, because we have lots of issues to deal with. I'm sure I can figure out a way to deal with it, though. Maybe I can make it, when I press the button to call the sheep, the rail will be activated, but the block up detector will be ignored. Make it like that. I don't know, do something like that and that might work. Probably. Let's go ahead and sleep. I'm pretty sure it is night. Come on. They really need to change this so you can sleep earlier. Because I know I'm not the only one who gets this message over and over and over again when they want to sleep to prevent mobs. Okay, so we've done our tests, at least all the ones in my list, and now we're going to have to see what we can do about them. I'm actually making an electrical diagram for redstone in another program, so I'm getting really serious with this project. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about this and our issues that we're having. So I'll be back once I figure something out. There's actually one more test I want to do. We found that when we shear the sheep, the wool blocks go down, straight down. I want to know if they go down far enough, like into that hole, if I have a painting holding up the minecart, because I do know paintings hold up minecarts. And so yeah, we're going to test that now. So push the sheep over there, as if the rail just brought him over there. And then let's shear him. I don't have shears on me. There we go. And shear you. Okay, apparently they don't always go straight down, so that's a null test. Maybe I should have him just regrow his wool and we can try that again. Or... well, I guess whenever I shear him, I can just walk up to him and grab his wool and then walk backwards. But then this should push him on to the minecart tracks again. Yeah, more or less. I guess I'd have to make this a powered rail right here. And then it gets powered whenever... well, always, really. So, yeah, there's that test. Apparently, sheep wool doesn't always go straight down when you shear them in a minecart. So that's interesting, and brings up yet another issue for us to deal with. Oh boy. Okay, so the electrical diagram was not working out at all. I mean, I guess you just really can't use it for Minecraft. So I'm actually going to build it in Minecraft, in Creative, and we're going to see if I can get the redstone to work right with this, not wheat farm, wool farm. So, yeah, we're going to... I guess if I can get the redstone working, then the whole farm will come together after that. So let's go ahead and get it laid down for 2 colors of sheep, even though we're going to have all 16 in the end, in the survival world. So I need miscellaneous and I need sheep. So let's place some sheep. Actually, before we place sheep, I need to make it with a minecart. I need a minecart. There we go. Minecart. So, let's see. I'm going to have them sitting on a powered rail. And under that powered rail will be a grass block. I actually just lost my powered rail. Okay, there we go. And then I have a minecart with a sheep in it. Not me in it, a sheep in it. It'll come out this way anyways. Spawn a sheep there. Pick up the sheep. You're not picking up the sheep. Come on, minecart. Oh, you're stuck. There we go. And then let's place a block right there. And right there. Maybe not there, maybe there. Let's move the sheep back. Come on. There we go. So now the sheep is in the corner where we want him, and there's a grass block under him. Next we will need a block update switch. I should probably put a bed closer to where I'm building, but it will. Come on, it is night. This is so annoying when you're in creative and you want it to go to night. I could make a command block thing. Are command blocks even in creative? I guess they are. I don't see them though. I guess I can't view it while I am in a bed. Oh well. So there's one sheep placed, and now we're going to make a block update detector to detect when the grass block is eaten or regrows itself. So I'm going to need a piston right here, not that way. There we go. And I'm going to need a redstone torch down there. Just put cobble in there. Oop, that has to be open. So if there's... How did the block update detector go? I forgot already. Okay, so you have a repeater coming out the side, and then you have a redstone loop back up to the piston. Okay. So let's place the repeater right here. And then redstone coming up to the piston. There we go. Block update detector. So now if the sheep eats the grass or the grass regrows itself, the block will update. It'll also update if I power the minecart, which is going to make the redstone a lot more complicated, but oh well. Yep, there he is. That's not what's supposed to happen. What did I do wrong? Because that's not what's supposed to happen at all. I don't know, let's try to copy that design exactly. Break that. There we go. Guess let's place the redstone there. Remove that one. There we go, now it's working. Okay. So now we have a block update detector for the grass. So I can get a signal from here. So whenever the block is updated, there will be a redstone signal turned off right here. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it turns off right here. So that's good. We now have a signal to detect when the grass block is no longer grass or becomes grass. So now we need to make it to where when I press a button for the white wool, let's go ahead and place the button. Let's place it right here. I don't really know where we're going to need it. Let's just place it somewhere. Yeah, shears can go. Okay, so now we have a button there. Yeah. And we need to make it so that the button activates this powered minecart rail. And that should make the sheep go to this block. And this is probably kind of boring for you guys, but it's a very complicated project, and I'm trying to show how complicated this is. So let's just send a redstone signal. Yeah, let's just send it over here. And now when I push the button, actually we'll probably need a repeater in there, but we'll see. Oh, no repeater needed. Okay, so yeah, that worked. Sadly the block update detector updated when I powered the rail, but we can deal with that. Nope, nope, nope. Go back. There you go. There we go. Okay, so now we have that to where the sheep comes out to his little corral, I guess you could say, when I press the button. And there's only going to be 2 corrals, so only one color sheep will be out at a time, one in each corral for the same color. So 2 sheep of each color. Now comes the harder parts. I need to make it so that the... Basically, I need to make it, if I push the button, I don't want this block update detector to do anything. Well, it's not currently doing anything, so let's make it do something, I guess. That'd be the next thing to do. So we want to have it where the block update detector knows whether whether the grass... Yeah, I guess whether the grass is regrown or not. Because we only want it to actually do something when it is grown. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is really making my head hurt, but I do at least have some functionality in this now. So now if I press the button, it sends a signal to the railroad track, the powered minecart track, and sends a sheep that way. I'm just going to keep them over here for now because it's simpler and it makes building easier. But it also sends a signal up here to a pulse extender, and then it inverts the signal, and then it goes to an AND gate right here. And this AND gate is basically something to say, if the button is pressed, which is this torch right here, and there is a block update switch, which is the torch right here, don't do anything. So it actually does not turn on when I press the button, even though there is a block update. However, if I do a block update over here, it does turn this redstone torch on and thus this redstone dust. So it is working now. So now every block update for the grass back there will send a signal here, unless it's because I pressed the button. So this is good. This is what we want. We're making progress. The next thing we need to do is make it so that when there is a block update, it goes to a T flip-flop, which stores the state of whether or not there is grass on the block or dirt on the block. So yeah, I don't know how to do that quite yet. I mean, I did build the T flip-flop right there. I can build it right here, but the only issue is when I... Maybe it's not an issue. I guess that it is only going to toggle between dirt and grass. There is no third state. So let's go ahead and build a T flip-flop. And I'm going to build it, I guess, over here to give myself a little space. Nope. Nope. There we go. So put that there. Redstone torch down here. Another piston, sticky piston. Must be a sticky piston. 2 redstone dust, a torch on each side. And the output dust is right here. The input... No, this is the input up here. The output is down lower. And I get the feeling this will actually have to be one higher. So let's go ahead and do that. And then the output is right here. Oop. Okay, so now we have an output. And I actually want to invert the input signal so it's a supercharged T flip-flop rather than a... Actually, it doesn't matter. We don't need a supercharged T flip-flop. I did make this one supercharged, as you can see when I use it. This is the output signal right here. As soon as I change the signal from off to on, the redstone signal here will change. Not when I break it. And it's the same doing it the other way. It immediately changes. With this one, it's not going to immediately change. It's going to take a little bit of a break. So, yeah. We don't need this one to be supercharged. We can let there be a delay before it actually changes. So, I'm just going to leave it as is. Now we have a T flip-flop indicating the... Well, oops. No, I made a mistake. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. 2. There we go. I need to do this, and then this. So now, whenever there's a block update, this will change between on and off. So currently, there is grass under the railroad minecart track. So off means there is grass, and on means there is not grass. I should really write that down somewhere. Where are signs? There they are. I should really write that down. So off equals grass, on equals dirt. There we go. So now we have a signal indicating whether there's grass or dirt back there. So next we need a signal. Oh, this is where the issue comes up, where the possible third state. So I want to have lights above the button or something indicating whether that color sheep is available to be harvested. And it'll be available to be harvested if the sheep has eaten the grass, so it has wool. The only thing is that's really hard to determine. You can't really determine if the sheep has wool. You can only determine if it eats grass. So when we send him back, he won't have wool. So yeah, he won't have wool. And there may or may not be grass here, depending on if it regrew grass while the sheep was over there having its wool harvested. So if I take whether or not there's grass here, it's not going to tell me whether or not this sheep has eaten the grass. Like I said, this is really hurting my head. Okay, so when we send the sheep back, he won't have wool. And then the next block update will either be the grass regrowing or the sheep eating the grass. We don't know which one it will be. We have no way of really determining which one it will be unless we totally ignore the fact that we're sending the sheep back. So let's pretend... No, pretending is not going to get us anywhere. We'll just forget something and then it'll not work in the end. Let's sleep and think about it. Let's think about it overnight. We'll come up with a solution. And it's day and I don't have a solution. Yeah, hurting my brain. So, if I make... There's no way to determine if the sheep ate the grass or if the grass regrew. I guess I need to think about this off camera again, so I'm going to do that, and then I will be back when I have made some kind of progress. My gosh, at all this redstone. Look at that. It's a ton of redstone, and it's just a whole bunch of little itty-bitty things that add up all together to make this product. So I think I have it fully working now for one sheep. Every single sheep I want to add to this, it's going to be 16 colors, 2 sheep per color, so 32 sheep. I'm going to have all this redstone for each sheep. That's going to be a ton of redstone. And then I have to compact it all because clearly I'm not going to put something this big in my survival world. So I'm going to have to find some way to make this all more compact. I'm also not going to have redstone in the main area in front of the buttons. So yeah, I'm going to have to compact a lot of this. Then in addition, there's going to be more redstone involved because in this case I just have one sheep going up here. So that to the, well, there's going to be a total of 2 places where every sheep will go. So like, pretend this is the button that calls the white sheep down. So that sheep will come down, then another white sheep will come down on the other lane. And then this button will send them both back. And then there's a button over here that asks for both black sheep to come to me. So the black sheep will have to come down their rails and end up in the same 2 slots as the white sheep did. And then it'll have to send, with this button, I'll have to send the 2 black sheep back to their spot and make sure they actually go to their spot and not some other else's spot by using redstone on the minecart tracks with intersections. So there's going to be a ton of redstone in this project, and it's probably not one I will ever finish, but that's fine. It's kind of fun. It's stressful and hard on my brain, but fun. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you. So, let me call the sheep over here. And it is not ready. That's good. And I need shears. There we go. Let's shear the sheep. I want your wool. There we go. I have your wool. Now let's send you back. I'm going to send you back. Okay, so I now have this T flip-flop which knows whether or not the sheep is there or here. And this only applies to the one sheep. Every single sheep I have will have to have another one of these. So I have that. And then I have a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't even try to explain. So this says off is grass. Okay, so currently there is grass over there. And yeah, there is grass. Once he eats it, this will turn on, this redstone right here. And this is something that detects when the redstone here turns on. And when it does turn on, it sends a very short signal here. So I'm saying if it turns on, and if the sheep is in the back, then say that, go to a memory cell circle, and say permanently that the sheep is ready to be harvested by using this glowstone lamp. And then when I bring the sheep here, it is no longer ready to be harvested because I'm going to shear it. That's why I'm bringing it here. So when I press the button to bring the sheep here to me, it goes along all this redstone and resets this memory cell circle so that the sheep is no longer ready to be harvested. My gosh, this is a ton of redstone. Would you hurry up and eat that grass so I can demonstrate this whole thing functioning? 'Cause I haven't even tried it yet. I sure hope this works. If it doesn't work, there's something wrong with my redstone, obviously, and I don't know what it is. There are a ton of bats on Peaceful. It's quite annoying, I will say that. So come on, eat the grass. I think I'm just going to sit here and record and cut the video to when he does eat the grass so you guys don't have to listen, or just not listen, to watch as I stare at this grass. Well, that didn't take too long. And it's not working. This should be lit up. Okay, why is that not lit up? Did this send out a signal as it was supposed to? I don't know if it did. This turned on, which means it's working, so this is probably the thing that's not working right here. So let's test and figure out how to make it work on camera, because I think this will be a rather easy thing to do. So let's break that. Yeah, just use this. So when I turn this on, it of course does not go there because it's facing another direction now. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, so there is a slight pulse in this redstone when I turn this on. That is exactly what we need. It's a very, very quick pulse, though. I don't know if it's enough for this to activate. Maybe that's the issue. So let's see. Yeah, that torch right there is not turning off like it's supposed to be. So this is simply too quick for it to activate. So between this edge detector and the AND gate, I need to have another thing called a pulse extender. Great. I might not have needed that many blocks, but oh well. So let's do this. That should do it, actually. So let's watch that redstone torch. Yeah! Awesome, now it's probably working. I still have to test it once again, but I think it's working now. That is a ton of redstone. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how much redstone I used. And then I have to compact it, which is going to use less redstone, most likely. But that's still a lot. So now let's test it fully on camera. We can see the sheep is ready to be harvested, so let's harvest him. Let's call him over here. Come over here. He is no longer ready to be harvested. That light is off. Let's actually sleep, just so you guys can see better. I don't know if you're having trouble seeing in the dark here. I doubt you are, because it's very easy for me to see, but that does not mean it's easy for you to see. It does not guarantee it. So we've called the sheep over here. He is no longer ready to be harvested. And now let's go harvest him, collect his wool. I will take that. And then let's send him back using this button. Here, a whole bunch of pistons, or actually that was like one piston, moving. So the sheep is now back there. He is not yet ready to be harvested, so let's wait until he has eaten this grass. I will once again cut this out and transition to when he has eaten the grass. After it has regrown, actually. There's still dirt down there. So, yeah. I'll make a cut here. Hooray! He's finally eaten the grass! I was sitting here for like 2 minutes just staring at him. Okay. And it's working! The light is on. Awesome. So, we have this much working. Now, there is one thing that I realized I need to change as I was sitting there staring at him. This is a T flip-flop to indicate whether the sheep is over there or over here. And there's a flaw with it. If I press either one of these buttons twice in a row, the T flip-flop will toggle to one state, then toggle back because I pressed it twice. And it'll be in the wrong state. So like if I call him here by pressing this button, he'll be over here. T flip-flop will say he is over here. Then if I press it again, he is already over here, but the T flip-flop will say he's over there. So it'll be backwards. So that's a big flaw. So what I need to do is change this to a memory cell circle, which I can do off camera. That's not an issue. It's actually really simple. I have one right here. It is literally a circle of redstone. So it's not complicated. Yeah. That's all. That's the only change I think I'll have to make. I believe this T flip-flop is okay. That's the only other T flip-flop I have in this redstone. I believe it's okay because it's only a T flip-flop that changes with the bud switch right here. And the bud switch shouldn't change unless the grass block changes. So I think that T flip-flop is okay. Flip-flop is okay. This is one I need to change out. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope you all have enjoyed. I'm probably going to put some commentary at the beginning of this episode because this one just made my head hurt and was probably not like a usual episode would go in a Let's Play. I know we spent the whole time in creative, and as you can see, it was well worth it. Can you imagine me trying to do this in survival? It would have taken forever. So yeah. Glad we did this in creative. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. If you have any tips for how to compact this, or anything related to this, please give them to me. Because this, like I said, is making my head hurt. But I want my own original creation with your guys' help. I don't want to just steal somebody else's idea and copy it. So, yeah. I'm going to end the episode now. Stop rambling. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.